world's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's good!
Homeward to the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell, deep right center field, carrying, and it's gone.
That was hit hard. Left center field. Did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champion! The AAA World Series is over. What a line shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
The world, an unstoppable force, meets an immovable object to kick off our second-week slate. The most high-powered offense in the league lays down a heavy hammer, one that the walls of Whacker's wheel cannot contain. The Rankers' favorite coming into Season 21 is primed for a march to the Promised Land, and it starts here. Our second opponent is no less dominant. Dicey and deliberate, this mound maestro has created a legacy on location. The savvy pitcher steps into the show with his toughest task at hand. It is ElronCoin and the remote help deskers facing off against Spliffstar and the Zion Matrix. Welcome to AAA Match of the Week.
Welcome in, folks. I see in the chat, XBL Nation, stand up. That's our boy Pelmath. Thank you, Urban, for the sick promo as always. What a fire intro. And I mean, if that doesn't get you pumped, just go ahead and look at where we've got these two ranked in the AAA standings for a Week 2 delight that we have here. The number 1 seed, ElronCoin, based off the Rankers predictions, and the number 3, Spliffstar. It's the Longballo favorite. It's the Von Asen favorite. It's me and it's Misto, and we're ready for a show. How you doing, buddy?
Nice intro there. Yes. Yeah, this is a big one. I'll just jump into the keys. Control the winds of change. I would say without hesitation that Spliffstar is the most brutal changeup centric pitcher in the SMB universe, has been for some time. You have to be able to control the changeup. There's certain pitchers out there that you can whiff at every changeup, and they just kind of use it as a chase pitch here and there, and they'll burn you, once in a while. Spliffy, a little bit different there. You need to show you can hit that pitch because he's not going to let you off the hook. As far as Spliffy himself, play some possum. So we know that ElronCoin can be a bit erratic on the hill. He can be a really good pitcher at times, especially at the AAA level, but then he can really get off his game when momentum begins to gather. So Spliffy being a bit of a free swinger, if I were to suggest to Spliffy, I would say bide your time, he's not going to be the most patient hitter. This is Spliffstar we're talking about, but he has shown some ability to control the plate at times, and I would do that until you smell blood and then just attack. And then get ready to rumble. So, this is potentially a finals preview. I think everybody in chat certainly would agree with that. Everybody in the XBL would pretty much agree with that. So control the, a lot of times, this could theoretically be a pretty low key matchup. It's early in the season. They're both going to make the playoffs no matter what. Not a big deal. But in this case, I think both of them have been top 5 players for quite some time and have never really broken through the glass ceiling And the pressure is a little bit on them. Like this is the season. You got to go.
Yeah, well said. These are your points, and I appreciate you giving me these, Mist. You know a lot more about these guys than I do since you've gotten that, you've been in the AAA for a lot longer than I was. I have played both of these guys before, pretty familiar with their games, and league-wide, I think people are familiar with their games because they're of that magnitude in the way that Spliffstar pitches and Elron hits. I see Elron as somewhat of a Dynasty light in the way that, he can hit, not quite as well as Dynasty. He can't pitch, but a little bit better than Dynasty. So he's a little bit closer to the median on both, but still, pretty extreme on each end. And I think when Elron locks in, from what I've heard, he's been grinding some PR at actually a higher ego than AAA. I got that inside information this morning from Rise and Fall, I believe. So Elron, if he's been grinding, his bat is very dangerous. He plays at a shorter stadium. I believe he plays at Whacker's Wheel. And, if he puts up 5 runs, say 5 runs, which is very doable very quickly for someone like Elron, Spliffstar's going to be in trouble. Spliffstar can struggle to get 5 runs at times. But that's Spliffstar's game. A lot of times he doesn't need 5 runs. He's going to limit you no matter who you are. And so it's a very bend don't break mindset, I think, for Spliffstar. If you give up 1 here, 2 there, that's okay. But you've got to limit the huge inning because Spliffstar's able to small ball, but he's not necessarily able to rattle off 6 runs in an inning on you a lot of the times. But Spliffstar makes you be patient at the plate. He's very deceptive with the way he gets you on chase pitches. Even the best hitters can fall into the trap of the matrix and have to chase some pitches. So it's Von Asen favorite versus Lombardo favorite. Something has to give. I looked at their head-to-head record before I put in my weekly picks, which we'll get to here in a second, all the casters' picks for these match of the weeks. And I was all the way on Elron. I just thought Elron is, he's such a powerful bat. He's been more active than Spliffstar. But when I looked at that head-to-head tally versus these two, these are actually their stats right here on the ticker. Those are their head-to-head stats versus each other. They've got 6 games against each other. The first 2 were won by Elron. Since that, Spliffstar's on a 4-win streak versus Elron over the course of the last 2 seasons they've completed. And they've been low-scoring games. So something about Spliffstar's pitching bothers Elron enough, even at, the magnitude of batter he is. And that made me change my answer, and that will bring us to our picks right here. You're going to get to see the AAA and the XBL picks. Miss, I don't have the screen shared with you, but you picked Elron on the sweep, and a lot of people did pick Elron on the sweep as well as me, like I said, until I switched it to a split there at the last second when I saw the way Elron struggled against Spliffstar pitching. And then Ox by himself again for the 2nd week in a row, picking a sweep from Spliffstar, the only one over there believing in him. What do you feel about these AAA picks? You're over there with the committee on the right side.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what I think about this. I think there's some question as to Spliffstar's ability to really practice and play. That's what's clearly driving those numbers, those picks. If Spliffstar has a good showing here, a split, 2 solid games, they each win 1, that completely resets the bar and the expectations for the Matrix. Whereas Elron, he's going to be expected to be at minimum 5 player, even if Spliffstar just runs over him here. He has to be that.
Right. Yeah, I think that's exactly my mindset going into it, Misto, is that I think Elron is more secure in that top 5, which is weird to say from Spliffstar, someone that's been in the top 5 consistently. But just the way he's inconsistent at the plate caused some people to doubt. And it's warranted. I'm the same type of player. I struggle at the plate from time to time, and it causes people to doubt no matter how much you achieve. And so I think this series, means more for Spliffstar than it does for Elron. But in terms of momentum, in terms of rankers, thoughts, but what it really means is this is an early season matchup that has huge ramifications for seeding later down the line. Both of these guys could be vying for a bye in the playoffs early on if we do have those, or if not, they're looking for the top seeds. There's some new guys in the league that might be fighting for those as well, if we've seen early in this season. But it's a huge matchup for seeding and things like that. I don't want to touch too much on the XBL, but do you see that? Only one person picked Lazy on a sweep. I mean, geez Louise, our
okay.
tide's turning. Do you want to say a little bit about that? Because that is a big, Zlat's name is glaring over there on the right side.
Yeah, it is. I think I think with this little pick'em thing, to be quite fair, I think a lot of people are I know in my case, I'm only picking sweeps, just
That's what I
because
said.
just because I think it's hard to explain. I'm not going to go into it, but we're all picking sweeps. But you're right. I mean, to have everybody picking sweeps against Lazy is just straight ludicrous, and that's just what we're doing.
It's crazy. I
I
mean,
don't know how to explain it. We're doing that.
Lazy is 2-2. He did play MJ and me, which
Split
is
him, yeah.
you know, two teams that are ranked pretty highly, to be fair, ranked under Mush even. So I guess it's fair for the majority to be on the Mush side. But wow, I mean, last time they played, Lazy won the title against Mush. So interesting there. But just for 2 seconds before we switch into the game, here's the standings after week 1. Ox by himself in a lone lead. Misto with 0 so far. The AAA aficionado, I'm expecting that score to go up. And we'll update the standings after the weekend when we're done with the XBL sets. So that's what we've got tonight. The stage is set. The players are ready to go. We've got their stream pulled up. It's going to be Elron's perspective for both games tonight. And I'm expecting a couple of doozies. If it's a low-scoring game, I'm going to pick Spliffstar. If it's a high-scoring game, I mean, we should pick Elron. But who's to say, you know, what's going to happen here? And that's what's the fun of Match of the Week. And with that said, we'll let the players know that we're ready. We'll root for our pick'ems once this thing starts, and we'll see how it turns out. So I will catch y'all on the other side. See you in a minute. Okay, welcome in everybody. We're at Bengata Bowl, home of the Zion Matrix and Spliffstar, one of the deeper ballparks in the game. One of the, you know, pretty rare. I don't really know anybody that runs Bengata Bowl. Do you, Mist?
Dwayne used to run it quite a bit, but I do believe it's only Spliffy these days.
Yeah, that could bode well. Sometimes just playing at a stadium you're not familiar with can, mess with your batter's eye and things like that. So we'll see if that has any effect on the game today, as Spliffstar would take the advantage if it becomes a pitcher's duel. I think the early innings are going to be pretty huge for the Zion Matrix. Just to limit
to
the
be
scoring
honest,
early.
I think this is a great. I think it's really nice for Spliffy to start at home, a little bit of home cooking, because he's the one that needs a little bit of confidence builder. I think just because he hasn't really been, scrimming and playing like he's used to. And this place has a really cavernous center field. You almost can't hit it out there unless you just absolutely, button a shot. But we'll see how it goes here for Spliff.
Yeah, I was going to say to start off that I'm interested in the location of Spliff, just not being as active lately. That can affect your location. He's someone that thrives on pinpoint location. So far in the first two at-bats, he did not locate. Elron actually in that first at-bat missed a two-strike fastball dead center. Now he's got a single up the heart of the infield. It's Architect on the mound, high velo. We'll see if that affects Elron or not, but there is a runner on first. The bad ball hitter is at the dish. We've got double black uniforms tonight.
Yeah, never good, although we're going to have fun with it. That last hit was concerning because I think Spliffstar's worst nightmare is going to be Elron getting hits on changeup off the plate.
Yeah, Spliffstar is a heavy changeup user compared to a lot of people, and Mush is similar in that sense that the changeup is a deadly pitch if you're able to locate it super precisely, but if you are not precise with that pitch, it can be a problem. It's a ground out that's going to turn into a double play possibly. There's a lot of speed down the line, but he's able to get it in time. A good job by the Matrix to get out of that jam after giving up a couple early hits, and Surrounded was activated, missed, but he got that corner pitch to line to the second baseman, and that's a big first clean inning there for Spliffstar.
Yeah, Spliffy loves to bank on his change of speed and his location, bailing him out, even if there's a bunch of runners on. And that was exactly the case. It only, as you know, Uni, when you have runners on, one mistake swing can just kill the entire buzz.
Right, and that's a really good location there from Elron with the velo on the corner, and Spliffstar is able to reach out and just poke that ball. That's a good piece of hitting right there. This is a really good starter. Mia Great Stuff is well known for ElronCoin and the help deskers, the ace in the rotation with high velo and junk, and we've got about the same velocity and the same pitch arsenal on both starters, so pretty even set of the table here tonight in game one. And there's some of that chasing that you see out of Zion Matrix sometimes, but he's got so much speed in that lineup, he's able to prevent the double play.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe Spliffy has gone all in on contact and speed. Not surprising considering his style. And there we saw both half innings just get buzz killed on double plays.
Yeah, two double plays. Both teams able to get a hit.
I was just going to say, I think we're going to see a lot of these buzzkill double plays with this series. It feels like that's what this is going to be about.
Yeah, it feels like, Spliffstar is able to produce double plays with the way he pitches, and then on the other side, Spliffstar is able to offensively hang on. That's right field.
My
That's
Lord.
The pole possibly just foul. Curves enough. A break for the Matrix. Oh, he's going to need to clean up that location. Struggling here to start off the game. Another one that was hittable, but too late. That velo saving Spliffstar right now. You got to wonder how long that's going to work, as Elron is not weak against the fastball. Man, I thought that for sure was going to hit the pole. Gets him swinging early on a changeup. We've got a little bit of a freeze here. Not sure if that's on my end or Elron's end.
Ooh, just a refresh.
Probably on my end. Oh, it might be on Elron's end. Let's text the boys, see what we got going on. Probably going to be hard to get in contact with them while they're playing. Should just be able to reload and it'll eventually be back up. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
All right, we're back up. So it was on Elron's end. Hopefully that's all we see of that. I don't think we missed anything. We're on the 7-hole hitter here. Bad ball hitter in the 7 spot. Wait, how is this the bad ball hitter? Is this not the second bad ball hitter that's been up for Elron already?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, it was
based on-
glitched. It's the mind gamer, actually.
Oh.
I swear it's a bad ball hitter. And a strikeout there on the changeup low gets him out in front. So it's a clean inning there. No hits given up, 3 up, 3 down. So Spliffstar will step back up to the plate. Great stuff with the elite cutter. Gonna be interesting to see who milks some pitches out of the starters here. I feel like with so much velo on both sides, it can help a lot for either of these guys to just be patient and even look on a couple of good strikes if they need to, just to work the stamina down on these starters.
Yeah, great stuff is definitely, that's an absolutely boss pitcher coming in there with the elite cutter at that kind of velo and junk. You know, again, Elron not really the greatest pitcher, and he hasn't really dominated with her over the seasons, which I think if he really was an elite pitcher, he certainly would, because there's no way you can hit that if somebody's really locating.
Right. Pitch way on the inside, swung on there. This one's going to be low, just under the zone. A good walk there as Spliffstar is able to be patient enough. Yeah, the velo is usually what you look at with starters. You know, you might think they're more dangerous or less dangerous. But, hang on, possible double play, tag out, and both innings end on a double play from the second baseman over there. But what I was going to say is velo can scare a lot of people, but when you have this level of velo, like great stuff has mixed with that junk, it can really make the moving fastballs look pretty deceptive.
Yeah, the elite cutter on top of that mix
Exactly.
is just completely, that's even more than like Lupinovich. That's just completely ridiculous.
Yeah, no doubt. Architect is a similar pitcher, but he has less accuracy and less junk, but it's decent junk, and you can see that in Spliffstar's hands. The Architect is a very tough pitcher to face, already locked in, only at 30 pitches. Here's the pitcher for Elron up to bat. We've seen some early count swinging from both.
You have to understand 50 accuracy for Spliffy is about equal to maybe 80 to 85 for most AAA pitchers. He can handle that, no problem.
Yeah, I do think AAA is the last league that you can really sacrifice accuracy and be able to get away with it, because it is manageable for some of the top tier pitchers. In the XBL, you're not necessarily going to get away with 40 or 50 accuracy. It's just so much more of a radical movement on that pitching score. 2 up and 2 down here to start off the top of the third. Been a quiet game so far. This one is roped over to right field, and it's going to be a single. Like I said, the head-to-head series score is Spliffstar 4, Elron 2, and the games have been relatively low scoring in those last 4 victories for Spliffstar, so he has found success pitching to Elron in the past. But is this a different Elron? Is this an Elron that can break through and win the title like he is predicted by many to do? Spliffstar is no doubt a player that he's probably going to have to get through to do it, and he's got a couple of good hits here, a possible 2-out rally.
Yeah, Spliffy is definitely moving the ball. He's not going to let Elron use his bat quickness on straight pitches. He's going to weave the ball in and out. That one hung up a little bit, though.
Bad ball hitter, sketchy, had to go to him, but gets it to hang up just enough. And that's one advantage that Spliffstar has probably on the entire rest of the AAA is he has probably the fastest team and possibly the best fielding team in the league, and that bodes well. I think not only does pitching stats matter when it comes to Von Asen awards, but if you look at Burning Ice, who won multiple Von Asens in the AAA, best speed and fielding on his team, that really goes a long way over the course of a season, and Spliffstar's kind of taking a page out of that book as well. Good swing to get a leadoff hit. That's big. Like I just said, all that speed. Any runner on for Spliffstar can be huge because up and down the order, he packs it with speed.
Yeah, the other thing is Elron doesn't tend to handle momentum well on the mound. He looks really good with great stuff right now, but a couple more hits for Spliffy, and she might lose her confidence.
Yeah, huge for Spliff, I would say, to keep this starter from getting locked in. Weak changeup, swung on and missed. It's a 1-2 count, runner at first. One issue that Spliff has, I was about to say, is those 2-strike counts, being patient. He swings at another one way off of the plate there. Runner does move up to second.
Yeah.
Infield is in bunt depth.
Yeah, let's be honest. Great stuff can throw that changeup off, or that elite cutter off the plate every 2-strike count if she wants to, and he's going to swing and put it in play.
He doesn't even need
You
to
just have to
throw
hope
it
it's not a
anywhere
hit.
near the plate. There's a couple players like that. It's interesting that, you know, Spliff and Burning Ice, I see, is pretty similar. They don't pitch the same at all in terms of their style, but when you look at the AAA over the last few seasons, these were the top 2 pitchers for, what, 3 or 4 years in a row, Spliffstar and Burning Ice, and they both have the same issues at the plate as well.
They're basically mirror images. The main difference is Spliffy is a changeup-centric pitcher and Burning Ice is a curveball-centric pitcher. Other than that, they're basically clones.
Yeah, and at the plate, they're guest hitters is what I like to call them. He does have 2 on here with 2 outs and a good hitter at the plate. A chance to do damage here for Trinity. Oh, he hits this one over to the third baseman. Tagged, and he gets him at third. He doesn't choose to go to first. Interesting decision there, but works out well enough. 4 hits for Elron going into the top of the 4th, 2 for the Matrix, but also a couple walks, so we've been even on the scoreboard in terms of base runners. Both pitchers at neutral still, and pitch counts getting to that dangerous territory as we get into these middle innings. You're going to see that stamina drop, and we just saw it for the Architect here. He's up to 45 pitches. Good fastball on the corner.
Yeah, and of course you see Spliffy saving a lot of money with that surrounded trait because he knows he's never going to let 2 people on base.
Right, yeah. That's one of my favorite tricks is just, it's not as easy in the XBL, but I love to put surrounded and meltdown on. It's like if I give up 4 hits in a row, people on base 4 times in a row, like, dude, screw it. I'm taking that pitcher out anyways.
Exactly. Yeah, surrounded is tough, and unless you're an absolutely elite pitcher, you almost can't use surrounded. I don't use surrounded.
Yeah, surrounded.
And I'm not an elite pitcher.
It can definitely be difficult. It takes your accuracy practically down to 0. Big double
Yeah,
he's reaching for, and he gets there.
Nice.
A lot of these hits coming with 2 outs from both teams so far, but it is really hard to string together multiple hits in a row so far in this game. As we see another chase from Elron Spliffstar. I mean, like I said, he's on a 4-win streak versus Elron. He's been keeping him to less runs than most teams do, and so far that has been tried and true through 4 innings. He's getting Elron to chase more than you would expect.
Spliffy's probably Elron will chase. The difference with Spliffy is he won't chase and be successful. Spliffy's just too clever for chasers.
Yeah, Spliff, one of the most intellectual pitchers, if not the most, especially in the AAA. Really is able to diagnose your weaknesses pretty quickly at the plate and just take advantage of that over the course of a 2-game set. Makes him really difficult to face and get a sweep against, no less a playoff series win against. And like I said, these are 2 players that very easily could be facing off in a semifinal sort of matchup as we get late into season 21 playoffs. Both games on Match of the Week this week. Huge playoff implications as we have Mush versus Lazy in our XBL set. 2 of the top-ranked teams in that league. I believe 1 versus 3 there as well. So what a doozy League Office has given us here in week 2 on Match of the Week. And this one in AAA kicking off nicely. We still got a close game, 0-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. This one slapped, caught by the first baseman. Could have been trouble if it got past. But it's another scoreless inning, and we're into the 5th. Both pitchers now really throwing excellent games thus far.
Yes, they are. Both pitching quite well here. Both understand each other well, which you almost have to against both players. These are unique hitters. It really, really helps. And that's the biggest thing for newbies in the XBL is if you don't know the other players, you know, a Cody, even myself, if you start playing to their strengths, you're going to get screwed pretty badly very quickly.
Yeah, very underrated part of being a rookie in this league is not knowing your opponents. These guys have 6 games, possibly more, because Elron dropped that one season, I believe. They probably have 8 games versus each other. So these are 2 guys that have played each other plenty, and just knowing your opponent is absolutely huge. Fastball too fast as he gets just under. This one could be in that Bermuda's Triangle, though, but all that speed out there in center field, he's able to get there.
Number 38.
Changeup out in front on the corner.
Yeah, the Architect now relying on locked in to keep him kind of stabilized here. I think if Elron can bite into that locked in, then Spliffy's going to have to look to the pen. Because
no
I don't
doubt.
think you can throw a weak pitcher against Elron unless you have to.
Yeah, Elron is more of an off-speed hitter, I would say, than a velo. So that's why Architect might be finding some success here thus far. But as those stats start to dwindle, Elron's going to be more and more comfortable. He swings at that fastball. This one's going to be into the gap, and it's threatening. It's got a possible chance for the first run of the game as base rounder is engaged. He's going to round all the way and get home. That's our first run of the AAA match of the week. Elron takes the lead 1-0 in the middle innings on a good gap double over there. Emben got a bowl, and now he's got the bad ball hitter up. We'll see if he gets any pitches to swing
he's
at.
back to neutral here.
Losing a lot of that velocity now with the pitch count being up. But he gets him to swing. It's bad ball hitter. It's a drop into third base. Does he have the arm to get there? He doesn't. It's going to be safe, and runners are going to be on the corners as the well-known putting a ticket is up to the plate, and Spliffstar is going to look at managing that pin.
No, you have to go pen. No, you can't leave him in.
An ego challenge as he's leaving the starter in, going for one more out, but could it prove detrimental as Elron's got the power to change everything here. He swings and slapped to the shortstop, and it's going to be put away. That changeup, that deadly changeup in the hands of Spliffstar gets another, he's got another victim.
Yeah, he got burned on a corner pitch. I mean, not Elron's fault. He actually squared it up quite nicely, but you can't be on top of it.
Yeah, how can you be feeling here if you're the Matrix? You're down 1-0. That's not much, you know, but the Matrix not known for the long ball at all. And Mia Great Stuff has a very low pitch count. She looks like she's destined to go 9 innings. Is he going to be able to even score one against a starter like this with the lack of power in this lineup?
He shouldn't be able to score anything against her if Elron plays his cards right.
Oh, he might get a double play here. Unfortunate, but he's back in time. Once again, the speed pays off, and now leaving that starter in so he could get to this spot in the order and get a pinch hit. A lot of contact here. Inside pitch and pinch perfect. A decent pinch hitter here with good speed on first. Swung on. Another one slapped up. Almost every hit for Spliffstar has been up the middle of that infield. There's one out, and right here, Elron in a little bit of a pickle for the first time this game as we're in the heart of the order for the Matrix as they're looking to push that runner on second across home plate.
I liked what I saw from Elron, though. You could see he was thinking, which corner, how do I want to, you carve this ball in there. He knows Spliffy, believe me, he is a dangerous hitter. You can call it a guess hitter, whatever you want. If you guess wrong, you can get hurt really badly.
No doubt. He gets it slapped over. It's going to get over the third baseman's head. He's going to round for home. He turns back, so the bases are going to be loaded with one out. For Trinity at the plate, and a game-defining swing could be coming here. It's swung on. No dive from the first baseman. It gets by him. It's going to be a tying run, and just like that, the Matrix answer back immediately and tie this game up, and they're still threatening with the bad ball hitter at the plate. And we're
Matrix
frozen.
baseball. He hit that one really tough pitch on the inside, and that unlocked the Matrix now. And now Great Stuff is on the hot seat.
It almost feels like Elron is he's not patient enough on the mound. You can throw a lot of balls to Spliffstar and get out of those runners on situations, but he hasn't. He's got a chance for a double play here. He turns it in time, so the game is going to remain tied, but an excellent job there from the Matrix to get it tied back up, and we're back to an even game. We're in the top of the 6th here on our AAA match of the week.
Yeah, it was a great pitch by Elron. That's what I said. He's thinking it. Believe me, Elron knows this is a big game.